Hello, my name is Dr. Talil Abrhiem, professor in organization management and technology. Today in my presentation, I'm going to cover resistance to change in the organization. As you know, most of the organization with the global technology and environmental pressures and the organization need to change to keep up with the speed, with the technology. But we see sometimes in the organization people support the change. On the other hand, also people, they don't support the change. The people who support the change is for so many reasons. It's going to be security reasons, authority, money involved in the change, responsibility, they get more responsibility, they get better work condition. So all these elements will help and motivate the people inside the organization to support the change is happening. What kind of change? Technology change, structure change. All these things will benefit the organization to compete in the market in these days. We see, on the other hand, people resist to the change. And why they resist the change is dislike the change, or they are attachment to the established organization culture, or the time is wrong. It's not their time right now to do the change. Or they have excessive change, so many changes is happening in the organization every 3 months or every 6 months, or we see so many changes. Or lack of clarity of the change. They don't know what they expect is going to happen, positive, negative. And another one is disagreement with the management. So these kind of things we see these two elements about people supportive and some people is negative for the change. As you as a managers or vice president of the organizations, you have to have some kind of signs to see which one support the change and suppose they are resistant to the change. Those signs I call it like tri-dimensional signs. Could be affectives, how the person feels about the change. Could be cognitives, that's me how a person think about the change, and also behaviors of the individuals in the organization. And this behaviors is going to be two things, even active or passive. Active for the change, all these kind of symptoms is happening in the organization. Active could be criticals, blaming, accusing, manipulating, people's in the change. Another symptoms we see also from the science is passive. Passive is agreeing verbally, but they don't want to do it. We see failing to implement the change. They don't want to implement the change. Sometimes withholding some information, some kind of management, they hold the informations about the employees. Or standing by, allowing the change to fail. So all these kind of symptoms we see in the organization, and it trickles the managers what to do about these kind of signs. So the manager, when he see these kind of resistance, what should the individuals, higher levels, regional management, district manager, CEO, what they should do to prevent these kind of signs happening inside the organization? Education and communication is very important in any level of cultures, organization, industrials, educations, institutions, hospitals, healthcare, everything has to be education and communication. Another one has to be participation and involvement. Participation also to work together with the teams, with the employees, and involve with them with the feedbacks. The third one is negotiation and agreements. If we see a lot of people resist to the change, we negotiate the pay with them and let them go. We can give them some kind of incentives and let them go. We cannot help it anymore. That's what the negotiating agreement is happening. And also then number 4, we have to provide also resources to them to help them to manage the resistance for the change. We see also anything to improve the prospect of the change is also very important, is by maintaining a clear focus and the objective. And the subjective, all the time the objective is very important to focus on it. What we have to do, the organization, we have to go from one stage to another one, and that's what we have to focus on it. And also we have to respect those who resist to the change also. That's the only way we can improve it. And you as a manager also, you have to relax, to listen to the employees, what they have to do, and let the system work, consisting how to improve the prospect of to succeed the change in your culture organization. Most of you know that is a lot of organization is happening through merging. So for example, like HP computers, when it's merged with compact computer system, they just come kind of merging. And the CEO of that organization, in 2002, she tried to blend these two cultures together. And she found last time a lot of resistance to the change. Remember, between one company, 47,000 employees, to blend it with another 65,000 employees as a total 147 employees. This one is bringing a lot of people from different cultures, so it has a lot of resistance. So what she did through her career as a CEO, she created a good culture by believing in the communications and the vision of those cultures. She did, because it almost injected another DNA inside the organization's job, the money involved, the rewarding, the training, the developing, the new structures. Takes time to see these two cultures has been implemented together and working together to achieve the goal they needed. We see also another culture as other examples. We see Kodak's. Also, the people, they have resist to the change, because Kodak's went to downsizing, especially when we had a new technology escape, digital technology, when they implemented in September 2003, and then the CEO David Karps. So this was happening, also resistant, but through the CEO, he tried to bring the vision for the culture back again and communicate and training the people to make that one running smoothly for the people who resist to the change. The same thing with the IBM company. IBM company, through their CEO, Samuel Grossman, also we had some kind of issue. So he created also for the people who resist for the change, even he cut his bonuses and have just to help the people inside the organization. And he created a good 3 teams, strategy teams, technology team, and operation team. And the people there, they see is no gap between the CEO and the employees, all of them, they working under same thing for the structure, and that's bring the people success and for the change. They bring them all together, the people. When they see no gap, and they see the respect, and they see the trust between those employees and how the CEO and the manager working together to implement the change, those people, they will follow the leaders and become successful in the change. McDonald's, on the other hand, also the same thing. They have some kind of environmental suppression outside concerning the menu. Through so many CEO try to implement a lot of changing the menu and becoming a healthy menu to their customers. So These four examples I gave you, each organization and more, each organization, they have some kind of pressure is coming them, environmental pressures will make them change from the outside. And the manager, your job is how to implement it, because you have the change, you formulate it, now how to implement it is your job, how to train and how to communicate your vision to your employees to make sure that change will be successful and you carry it over. Now, how are we dealing with the trouble, some kind of supervisors? As you know, most of the organizations, they have operation and marketing, they have marketing versus IT, they have so many departments. And sometimes you see they have discouraged to implement the new vision inside the organization from the supervisors or from the district or regional managers. Or another one is a lack of need of the skills. They don't have the skill they needed. Or the formal structure is difficult. And those management, it has back again, it has to create so many things. I call it trust, respect, communications, vision, to implement it inside your culture to make the change happen. I'm going to give you some examples. If the managers say something to his employees, and this will never happen, probably they promise, that individual, he or she promised to get some kind of position or promotion or moving from one department to another department, and this one is not happening. Right here, those individuals, they lose the trust in their leaderships. The time you broke that link is very hard to bring it back again. So it's very important for the management and higher levels to build a trust inside the organization. The time build the trust is no conflict will happen through the culture, through my experience. It's going to pop in here and there. Doesn't mean nothing is fit formula for everything is working 100%, but through my experience, if the trust is created and respect and the communication and the feedback is happening between the culture, to me, is going to be a successful culture and the change will be implemented. Most of the time you see I talk about the vision. What the vision mean? Vision is very important. Is number one, is focus on the customer. It's very important. Any organization, their success to stay in the business is the customer. If you're in the education business, hospitality, any organization, factories, it has to have something focused on the customer. Customer is the profit. That's what they bring the business to you. Number two, give more responsibility to lower level employees. What does that mean? When you give more responsibility to the lower level employees, you create some kind of initiative inside them, commitment to do their jobs. And they can make their decision. And they love that one because they have more authority to do the job. Number three, increase the productivity. Because that's when you hear most of the time when we hire talent people, more skills people inside the organization, because when you increase the productivity, the low cost for the product and the service will become competitive with the competitions, with the prices. The productivities go high, low cost for the products and service. People, they love to buy with the low cost. Number four, we have to speed up. The employees inside the organization, they have to speed up. Any task you give them, it has to be implemented with the speed times. We remember we fightings in the globals, so many countries globally. We have to remember we have India, China, Brazil, so many competition. So we have to, back again, increase productivities, speed up everything with more responsibility, and we focus on the customer to become successful in this kind of environment. Another things I want came to my mind is about how to align the system with this vision. Each organization has their vision, like I just explained to you. So how to align this one? This one, it has to do related with the HR. As you know, the system in the HR have not changed much to help the transformational change in the organization. Concerning the recruitings and hiring, concerning the performance and evaluation for the employees, concerning the compensation decision, how we make compensation, promotion decision, training and developing, all these things we have to align it together from the HR to make the system help for the transformational change in any organization. The things I also want to explain to you, all these, it has to empower the employees. How we empower the employees? As I mentioned, is communication and how to communicate your vision with the employees. This one is two-way communication. Why I call it two ways, not one way? Because the two-way is more powerful, I see, when you communicate your vision. The second one is to have a right structure in the organization. Number three, you have to have a trust and a good supervisor in the organization. Number four, we have to providing training. Training, most of the time we talk about training, skills, technology, learning more resources. But to me also, I want to add right now, attitude training. Attitude training is very important. You don't have to spend most of the organization $1 million to bring people to the organization for a training. The main thing is showing them all skills. The main thing is to show them how to do the attitude training, behavior training, how to treat the customers, how to deal with the employees inside the organization, how to deal with the staff. Because attitude training is very important to successful any organization. And the last one, keep it simple and you'll be successful. Thanks again.